Myles has the numbers right now coming out from Alphabet. Myles.
Yeah, so let's just go through the headline here. Adjusted earnings per share, $9.87. That's light relative to the street. Was looking for $13.97 on an adjusted basis. Ex-TAC revenues, $33.7 billion. That's beating the street's estimate for $32.6 billion. Just kind of going through the line items here that we get from the Alphabet release in terms of revenues. For the current quarter, we saw YouTube ads about $4.1 billion. That was up from $3.1 billion the same quarter last year. So 33% rather increase there. And what we're seeing on the YouTube side, Google search, $24.5 billion against $22.5 last year. I think in this environment, it is notable. Alphabet, like so many other tech companies, looking at their headcount, 123,000 employees at the end of the first quarter, up from 104,000, 103,500 at the same point last year. And as we move into this environment where I think a lot of companies are going to look at right-sizing various operations, that's a big number to go from 100,000 give or take 105,000 to 125,000, give or take, in just 1 year. So we'll see if we get any news there. The other bets segment operating income, or the operating loss rather for other bets, $1.12 billion in the most recent quarter. That's up from $868 million in the same quarter last year. So still losing money out of the other bets. I think there's some expectation that there's going to be a change in how the Alphabet Google structure is run going forward. We'll see if we get any more color on that. But I think overall, again, the company missing on the bottom line, beating on the top line, going to be all about what they say longer term. And at least in the press release here, not a ton of color on where Alphabet leadership thinks the company is headed.
Indeed, it's pretty tight here. Ruth Porat, the CFO of Alphabet and Google, just saying performance was strong during the first 2 months of the quarter, but then in March, we experienced a significant slowdown in ad revenues. Rick Newman, we heard Myles talking about sort of the labor picture at Alphabet, and it strikes me that today, and this isn't what's in there, but this, of course, is what people are thinking about. We've had TripAdvisor, 900 layoffs, the information reporting just now that Uber's looking at layoffs of some 20%. So first of all, this seemed like a blue collar issue for labor. It's bleeding very heavily, it seems, into tech.
It's the physical presence problem. So I think we're going to see so many more high profile layoffs because it's just inevitable. I mean, it's not just the businesses where you can't operate if you can't stand close to each other, can't be in close proximity, but it's the demand that's drying up all over the place. So I think the most interesting thing we've heard from Google is what you just mentioned, Jen, significant slowdown in ad revenue. That's, all kinds of companies advertise on Google. This is not just the tech economy, it's the whole economy, especially consumer products. So those companies are having no revenue or very little cash flow right now. And of course, they're going to shut down, call back their ad spending. So I think we're going to see this. I think this, remember, this is just a sliver of the first quarter, and it's going to get really ugly in the second.
Hey, investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.